Speaking of curly-haired bitches,
oh yeah, you're David Gborie. I'm Langston Kerman. Who the fuck cares? We're here.
Yeah, we're here.
we should start by saying that this episode we've dedicated to a topic that has been a huge, maybe one of our biggest responses from our audience, as far as them being both like determined and outraged at what we said. Is that fair to say?
Yeah, I didn't think that this was going to strike such a chord with the Lil Mama community. I didn't think this was like a big deal, but people felt strong a lot of ways about it.
Yeah, people had very big feelings about it, and maybe rightfully so. Maybe you and I were a little bit ignorant on this subject, but we talked a few weeks ago about the S-curls and the missing models for the S-curl boxes, why we never see these men from the S-curl boxes out in the real world. And then we got tons and tons of emails and DMs and weird carrier pigeon messages from you all claiming that you knew personally the individuals from the S-curl boxes, or you had relationships and evidence that these people were not actually artificial intelligence, but were real human beings with real S-curls.
Which, I mean, hashtag bring back our boys. You guys did it. You found us.
You found us. You found our boys.
I will say, of all the contact we got, no direct. Did you notice that? Nobody was like, I was on the S-curl box.
Yeah, brother.
I live in Bed-Stuy. I raise pigeons on the roof. Like, nobody said that.
It's me, Norman from Jacksonville, and I am the brother on the box. No, it wasn't.
It was a lot of like, oh, I know that bitch. She a DJ in Virginia.
Yeah, and it's
she on the radio in Roanoke.
Do you know her, or are you being told that's who she is, and that invalidates it somehow? But that's fine. We understand that you feel very passionate, so we don't want to make you feel small simply because you're lying about these S-curl people.
No, we still love you. Everybody knows somebody who knows somebody knows somebody, and I don't begrudge you for reaching out.
Yeah, no, we're grateful for you reaching out, even if you are lying, and we respect that. Sometimes you just need a reason to reach out, you know?
You just want to be heard. You want to talk to somebody. I get it.
You trying to chat? We're down to chat with you.
We like to chat.
We have... Olivia was very kind to sort of consolidate a bunch of emails that we got. And I want to be clear that you and I both got a bunch of direct messages that went unanswered that we won't be able to answer, mostly because of our own laziness and inability to navigate our DMs and inboxes.
I don't have to answer it. You should be blessed if I answered you. It stresses me out. I don't like answering you guys, because then now you have connection to me, and it's just like texting with a stranger.
It's not my unwillingness to answer you once. It's my unwillingness to answer you every time that you contact me. And we have a fair amount of people who, and I think I'm speaking for both of us, who will send us DMs sometimes on a daily, multiple times a day. I get from some people just random ass videos that I don't give a fuck about and did not want, have nothing to do with our podcast or the subject matter at hand. It's just shit you like that you've added me to the list of people to see. And I don't care for that one bit.
Yeah, and some people are good at it. Most people aren't. I don't do that with my own brother. He sends me shit. I just send a smiley face because we're blood. But yeah. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that for you.
Yeah, we came out the same vagina. I'll show him a little respect, but otherwise...
Well, we were C-section babies. Watch your mouth.
Oh, I'm sorry. Well... Listen.
I don't know.
I hope you get a chance to come out of one someday, because it really is... it's life-changing, I'd say.
Really? Were you... Oh, you were natural birth? Do you think you're better than me?
I'm natural birth for sure.
You seem like a nigga. You seem like you could have been born at home. Is that weird? Is that weird? Is that weird to say?
I don't know why, but that's one of the meanest things you've ever said to me. I have no clue. I can't even begin to piece together why it's so vile. But you just You just said a vile, vile thing to me.
No, because I didn't mean it as a bad. I understand. It came out derogatory.
There's no way that comes out as that's a compliment. There's no way you were like, man, he's so cool. I bet he was birthed at home. No, you meant to hurt me, and you did.
I did not. I did not mean to hurt you.
Let's put it on record. I'm going to think about it all night. I may never land on why it stings so bad, but you cut me deep, bitch. You cut me real deep.
I think it's because I'm still reeling from the C-section thing. I was lashing out. I'm sorry. No, because wasn't your mom a doula, though?
No. My mom has no expertise in the childbearing world other than she's had 4 kids, so she knows it, as a practice.
That's good enough.
It's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
But no, I wouldn't want my mom in the room if I were in any way seeing my children born. She ain't gonna help.
Do moms get in the room?
I think cool moms probably do. I think a nice, cool mom could probably advocate enough to be in the room. But my mom ain't gonna help.
I don't think I would want my mom in the room either.
No. That you got to be a very specific lady to earn being in the room in that extremely stressful environment.
Also, if my mom was in the room and I wasn't in the room, I feel like she would get skin to skin before I did, and then now I gotta raise this baby who loves his grandma more than his father.
Yeah. Now you got 2 wives, and what you gonna do about that?
There's nothing. As African as I am, there's nothing that sounds worse. That's probably the least African. That cut me. Now we're even because that sucked. That fucking sucked.
Hey man, hurt people.
No, I understand. Now I know how you felt because I didn't like it. You did you hit me with the accent. That's not even.
That's the thing. I don't know what the Sierra Leone accent is. I think every African accent in America is just us doing Nigerian disrespectfully. I think is more or less the thing.
Let's be honest. It's strange because for a content with so many vast dialects, the accents are pretty similar.
Well, you know what the problem is? Is that across the board, despite to your point, this vast sort of fucking cultural, just diverse place, right? Where everybody, they can look different, sound different, all of these things. What Africans, I think, share the most is how little they respect Americans. And so I think what it becomes...
That's not just an African thing, first of all.
No, I don't think it's only Africans, but I think you guys take a weird pride in it in a way that doesn't necessarily show in other countries. Like, you guys are
really
very proud to, especially with Black Americans. You're like, I'm not that. I'm better than that. And you know it and I know it. And I think that's why you just do the same accent, because you're like, I don't know, we're going to make the noise like you make the noise, that noise we don't respect.
I don't know what to say about that. I will say,
if I'm wrong,
I think it's not wrong. It's called race relationships are complicated. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Hearing you speak about Africans as a Black Americans, you almost sound like a dude from DC.
Yeah.
More than Chicago. Because them DC dudes, I feel like that's where the most African Black people tension is.
Yeah, I can see that. I think anywhere on the East Coast, there's like a, to your point, a skin-to-skin contact that hasn't gone exactly the way it's supposed to with the Africans and the African Americans.
Yeah, I think, and also the Africans, it's just, you know what bothers me as an African? We're so big, and it's just like, everybody got hung up on those clique niggas. Like, they set us back so far.
Man.
It's like if all of America, we took all of America talked, and you only listen to how people in Boston talk.
Yeah.
And then they put that for all of us. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's just Southie becomes the only standard for
becomes the blanket for the whole place.
Yeah, no, it's rough. I will say that the second that black people heard that the clicking, we were like, oh, we about to eat y'all alive.
Yeah, the clicking set us back a long time. Yeah, Olivia's right. If you are a native click speaker or if you have ties to a click speaker, much like the S-curl debate, send us in some click info.
Yeah, don't click out the email. You got to write it in English because we ain't gonna know what that whistle ... I don't know what that is. So you gotta write it in English.
Wow, this might be our most racist episode.
Yeah, no, it's without a shadow of a doubt, I'd say. But I'm excited. We got all these emails. You want to just ping pong it? I'll do one. You do one.
Yeah. You want to read the first one?
Yeah.
All right. So, like we said, we got some emails for you. Let's start with this first one. Very excited. First one from somebody named Sam. Hello, Sam.
Hey, Sam.
Hello, you two. And it says, people on the Jerry Curl boxes are real.
Oh.
But I want this clear. It's the texturizer boxes. It doesn't have to be just for Jerry curls. I think the box shows you that there's an assortment of hairstyles that it can be used for.
Yeah, Sam's being a little reductive in just calling it Jerry curl boxes, but we respect that maybe it deserves to be reductive. I knew a lot of people who use the texturizer and left terrible stains on people's clothes because of it. So,
Are you talking to me? Bro, I thought we got past that.
Did you used to use the texturizers?
I used it like 3 months ago. We talked about it on here.
Oh, damn. Is that how this came up? Was that you were using
remember
the
I burned my face because I did it all drunk on my beard?
That's right. I forgot. You made your beard all like wavy and shit.
Not really. To be completely honest, not really. Like,
damn. Okay.
I tried a hot oil treatment the other day. My shit's it's thick. It's just thick.
There's nothing that you can do about it.
There's only so much I can do, but it's just always gonna be. It's like brush. You know what I mean? It's just it's so dense, my hair.
Yeah.
Anyways, besides that shot Langston took at me, let's get into email. Hello, you two. Love the pod. Podcast host Pat of Couples Couch has revealed many times that he was on a Jerry curl or S-curl box when he was younger. It's important to note that he has naturally curly hair, and I don't believe he needed or used the product when he was modeling it. He may have signed an NDA regarding his naturally curly hair, so don't get the man in legal trouble by asking if he used it on air. Well, we're literally doing that. Yeah, you should talk to him about it. You're very welcome. I'm not going to click this link because it's not hyperlinked and I don't have the time. But here's what I do have to say. I bet he did have curly hair because as someone who was trying to achieve the dream portrayed on the box, who fell so short.
Yeah.
I don't believe that those men were on Luster's. Let's call it the Luster's company. Let's say who it is. It is who it is. Luster's. I don't think those men were users.
Oh, you're saying that you don't even believe that anybody that was on one of those boxes was the product of the box of what's inside of the box.
I think they were products of the West Indies.
God damn.
I don't think they used it.
You think these are weird, like biracial or odd,
I don't think
sort of like.
I want to be known that I'm not. I don't think biracial people are weird. I don't think.
Well, I didn't mean to phrase it that way. That wasn't my interpretation of what you said either. I'm saying you think that this was more a reflection of them handpicking the right people for the job.
100%.
Prentice Penny, who is a former guest on the show, is one of those types of dudes. He wasn't on any of the boxes, but he's one of those dudes that, like, allegedly has, like, extremely curly hair despite being, like, a full black person.
Doesn't he keep his shit short, though?
Sometimes he'll grow it out, and it is very, like, wavy, curly, sort of like, it looks like what Loon used to do to his hair back in those, early 2000s days.
He's got a conch.
Yeah, it looks like a conch, and he says it's not a conch. And I'll leave that to the listeners to decide,
But it is true. Some people do have that.
I think so. My daughter is going to be one of those people. She's like a fairly, not dark skin, but like a fairly, she's a very clearly a black girl with just very red curly hair, and it's odd.
Right. And because your hair is not, you have pretty good hair.
Yeah, I've curly hair, and my wife has even curlier, sort of softer hair than me. And so I think she got, honestly, a weird mixture of both of our hair, but is also way darker than both of us. And I don't know what to do.
She kind of got the best of both worlds.
It's pretty cool. I'm not going to lie. She's a cool looking little kid. And I,
she got lucky.
And if I could sell her to a circus and not lose our relationship, I'd do it.
Man, in a heartbeat. I've always thought about that. If I have kids, I almost feel like I got to cut it a little bit. Or I got to get a woman with equally curly hair and we just build a dark-haired dynasty.
You're saying you need a little bit of something else mixed in so that your kid doesn't also have this bush-textured beard.
It's, for a dude, it's fine. I feel like it would be difficult for one. Because my shit is so dense, it's hard for me. Even if I tried, I think we all had the time period where we were like, let's just grow out an afro. Or I was trying to get braids, you know what I mean? And like my shit's so curly, it doesn't go out. It just gets more, like I grew my shit for like months and it literally was maybe like an inch or two from my scalp. Like it just is so, the tight coils.
Fuck.
Yeah, it's fucked up. Yeah, I can't even shave with the razor. I have to use the electric because if I shave with the razor, my whole shit, my neck looks like a Crunch bar.
Oh, you'll get those bumps.
Ooh, nasty, bad bumps.
Yeah, no, you don't want that. It's not worth it.
No. I just get a shave at the barbershop.
Damn. That is tragic, and I don't know that I would wish
I don't know about
on any woman. It's not tragic for a man.
Hold on. I love myself. I think I'm beautiful. It's not.
Listen, David, I think you're a ghoul, and you're a hideous creature from deep at the bottom of the ocean, and I'm sorry that curse is befalling you
from the inner recesses of the dark continent. No, I like it, but it is hard to It's not hard to maintain. It's just I gotta keep a low fade. And my beard trim. I can't really.
I'll say this. I used to be very jealous of people with your hair texture growing up. Because my hair, I go to a black barber. I've always gone to black barbers, except for a sweet period in New York where I was going to a Dominican barber. And frankly, they're the ones that actually know how to cut my hair. Black barbers are always very frustrated cutting my hair because it doesn't do the shit that like traditional black hair does. It like curls in every direction in a way that makes it very hard to not cut, but to actually like even out and make look the way that like a traditional haircut is meant to look.
Wow. This is an issue. It's like, you know what I mean? It's like they say you don't want no one else's problems. I never even.
No, my barber
never even crossed my mind. I always assumed your hair would be, but you keep a nice fade though.
Yeah, but my barber he's always complaining to me about my hair. It takes this nigga sometimes like an hour and a half for a fucking haircut. And
damn.
Like, no, it's nuts. Like it truly is like, and it's partly because he's just he's talking the whole time and fucking distracted. But I think the other part of it is like, you truly have to have you have to have an expertise in my hair to really do it the way it's supposed to be done. It doesn't fade as easily or sort of clearly as I think thicker hair does.
Damn. All right, man. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, we all got problems, man. You know,
everybody's got you know what they need, and this is patent pending. You need what the Asian dudes be doing.
Oh,
to get it re-kinky, you need the kink. We need a kink back. Now I could get on that box.
The box for the Asian dudes that want to that want to put weird glue in their hair so that it can be
so they can get faded. It's just a picture of me.
Dog. And it's it's written in clicks. It's like just for click, clack, click, clack. Oh man.
Oh yes. Get that click back with click clack.
I watched a video the other day of an Asian dude going through the process to get dreads, and it wasn't real dreads. They were like sewing them in or doing some sort of weird the process was insane, but it was truly phenomenal to watch. Just these Korean men fighting to have black hair.
I've seen that where they put all the shit in and it's like, I don't think it's worth all that.
No, it's not worth it. And you don't look cool, big dog. It looks odd to see you the way that you are presenting yourself.
Yeah, it's insane.
Are you offended by those things? Does that offend you when Asian people do that?
It doesn't, man. I've been really thinking about what I think and feel about appropriation recently. And I do too many racist voices in my home to be offended by anything anybody else does. If you heard what I was saying in the house, you would not like it.
Sure.
So there's that. And it's just like, man, you can't safeguard culture in that way. That's like how humanity works. You see something, you want to emulate it. So it's like cultural appropriation. In theory, I don't mind it. I mind it when homage isn't paid to the originators. In the way that, like, when they say, like, Travis Kelce invented the fade. Like, shit like that, I think is whack. pretty terrible. But the idea that somebody else wants to do it, I can't be mad at that.
No, I honestly am never really that mad at any of this stuff. To your point, I don't like when it becomes like a trending topic because of something that is an arbitrary choice that Black people have been doing for years or other races have been doing for years. But in general, no, go ahead and wear the silly outfits that feel. If you look ridiculous, I'm going to make fun of you, and that should just be the end of the conversation. It shouldn't be a reflection on like hatred or cruelty against my race. It's just like, no, you look dumb. That wasn't for you, and you know it, and I know it. I'm going to say something.
And also, it's like, who are we if we're not sampling bits of other cultures? You know what I mean? Then it becomes everything, because it becomes that rhetoric feels very separate but equal type of shit, where it's like, okay, so if you can't do my shit, then I can't do your shit. And I'm like, no, I'm going to put on a pair of hokas and I'm going to go down and I'm going to eat a piece of pizza. Yeah. And you know what I mean? And fucking whatever. Like, that's the point of the world, is to be able to try things. And I think that, like, keeping things, then that's why, niggas don't ski or whatever. Like, just, I've had so many things within my life where I've been like, well, Black people don't do that. And it's like, man, fucking shut up.
Yeah, we should. We should. That.
Yeah. Come on.
Black people are wearing those wraparound Oakley shades now.
Yeah, I don't really.
I mean, I'm not doing it, but that's truly like where we're at. Where like we are also samplers of culture that was not our culture. And I think for years we justified it as, well, we made that shit cool. And that is true. Like, there were a lot of things that, like, culturally we turned into something flyer than the white interpretation of it was. But that also comes with its own bias, right? Like, I think that white people would also argue that they made country music cool. And, like, to some extent, they kind of did. But that doesn't mean that they should have ownership of the thing. It just means that, like, all right, for a period, y'all were the only ones rocking this shit, and you kind of made a swag inside of it that Black people weren't accessing.
And that's fine. It's just, people got it. Like, you can't limit yourself. It all feels like putting yourself in a box culturally. And that, to me, feels like, it just feels like that's a road to, like, keeping us in the dark on other things.
Yeah, I agree. This all feels like a big argument of two men who are like, that's why we should get to fuck white women. And I don't want that to be
where it's going.
I don't want that to be the misinterpretation of our intentions here.
Yo, that's the typical podcaster, right?
Yeah.
And that in turn is why I only fuck with Filipinos.
Yeah, it's like, no, I'm not saying we should just be doing everything willy-nilly. I'm just saying, like, don't be afraid of trying and letting other people try the things that we maybe sometimes think we should hold dear.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying you should be out here fucking all the white women, but if you're trying to get your dick sucked, no.
Now they made that cool.
That's my favorite part about this podcast. Sometimes it feels like we're having a really good conversation, really getting to the bottom of stuff.
Yeah.
And then it just goes back to white women sucking dick.
Yeah, no, listen, we can't stay healers for too long. People will start believing in us in a way that they shouldn't.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to answer those DMs.
Fuck no. Man, I was going to hurt myself real bad, but then I listened to your podcast, and now I feel it. No, fuck you. Hurt yourself. Hurt yourself the way you were supposed to.
Well, I'm not on the same side as Langston. If you're going through it, I'm sure there are numbers you could call. That was an insane thing to say. This man is truly a light-skinned devil.
I'll be honest. I do think I took it too far that time. That felt...
Yeah, that was crazy. It was crazy.
Most of the time, I'm like, oh man, yeah, they'll be all right. But that time, too far. I'm not proud of that choice.
Listen, life's about learning. It's boundaries.
It's all about boundaries. We got another email from a person named Kia. Kia made sure that she made her pronunciation clear in the email, but she said, "Dear Langston and David, my name is Kia, and I am a big fan of the podcast. You are hilarious and wildly talented, and I've been following both of your careers for some time." You sound like a big-time agent, Kia. What do you have, opportunities for us? She said, "I'm writing in response to the recent S-Curl episode. Growing up, my auntie was a marketing director for Luster and also worked in marketing for Strength of Nature Global LLC."
Let's go.
You got some aunties, or your auntie's doing work. I like that. "My little cousin was an adorable and strikingly beautiful kid with thick, long, and natural straight hair. Everyone said she should be a pink moisturizer just for me model. Unfortunately, she could not model because she was related to a company employee." That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's nuts.
Of all the companies that I thought wouldn't care about that.
Yeah, like y'all can't benefit from some nepotism? What the fuck?
Put your baby on the box. I would.
Yeah, there's no fucking way you got... Look, we're watching children turn into celebrities simply because of their relationship to famous people every day. There's no reason that I should have to deal with Dan Levy and not this little S-Curl baby.
If I gotta watch another Baldwin get famous, you could put your little baby on that box.
Come on, man. Fucking Hailey Bieber, I know where the fuck she came from.
Boston.
So she said, "Unfortunately, she could not because she was related to a company employee. However, my friend's little sister was a Just For Me girl. She had long, thick hair that straightened easily. It's important to note that she never in life had been given a hair relaxer, and according to her, most of the models didn't even use the products." Wow. So those little girl models, while falsely advertising, were real. "I called my aunt and asked if she's ever met an S-Curl model, and she told me she has not." Okay. This further proves that they don't exist. "I will say I've never seen S-Curl models in anything else, but many of the Just For Me girls, including my friend's sister, went on to have successful modeling careers. Hope this helps, and keep up the good work, guys. I listen every week."
Thank you, Kia.
Thank you, Kia.
We would have said it, Kia, even without the pronunciation, but we appreciate that. Man, I think this goes back to what we were saying. We had even said this off air. Of all the people who reached out to us, it was only the Just For Me girls who people claim to have ties and stuff. No man, not one man.
Yeah, even I know they're saying this podcaster was a S curl model, but the proof is in the pudding. There just aren't. We need a little more evidence here.
I'm saying. And because who was he? Because there's different boxes too. There's some of the boxes just have one man.
That's true.
But I'm talking about, you remember like the ads in like Vibe magazine where it was all 6 of them?
Yeah, it'd be like all the options.
Yeah.
You could do to your hair.
Traditional afro, the curl fade, braids.
Waves.
Yeah, like the whole, Those guys never met each other.
I'll also say this: what feels objectively true inside of both of these emails so far is that the people who are chosen for these opportunities are not users of the product, and that feels very telling of what these products actually are. It feels like ultimately what this is a type of poison that they are serving up to our community. And they are wise enough to know that they can't poison the motherfuckers on the box because the poison don't actually do what it claims to do. They need a motherfucker that looks like what they want the poison to make us believe it does.
Right. And I mean, that's the nature of advertising. I don't feel like it's as insidious. I mean, you think them dudes got buff on the Bowflex commercial from using a Bowflex?
Well, I did. That's just sure. That is what I thought. I thought the Tiger Gym worked, and now I know different.
I remember there was this girl in like 9th grade, and everybody claimed she got titties because she just used a Bowflex all summer, which was a crazy. Girls are mean.
There's a few leaps inside of that, and you really
it's crazy. Everybody's like, she just has tits because she used a Bowflex. It was like, of course not. What are you talking about?
That's
anyways,
real.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. I mean, I hate I think that's true though. I don't think these are people with good hair. I don't think these were people who. Now that being said, do I think there's a situation in which you could use those products to get the desired effect? Yes. My shit's just fucked up.
Right. You're saying that some people might be able to use that product and gain the powers of the S curl, but unfortunately you were not blessed with that as an opportunity.
I'd argue probably most.
That feels real to me. I'm not even sure it would do something good to my hair. I think it would make my hair look almost like who was that?
Jason Tatum?
I was gonna say Justin Guarini. You know what I mean? Like I think it would make me look wet and almost like fucked up if I tried to do it.
I think you could pull off a wet look though. I think you could be wet.
Bro, I don't want to be wet. I feel like
you don't want to. You're a father, but I'm saying if you needed to.
Yeah.
I think if you needed to, I think you could be wet.
I asked my barber more recently than I care to admit. I asked my barber to give me the Jason Tatum cut, and afterwards I was like, "This is a mistake. I don't like this not one bit. That's when I cut my hair back off."
Really?
Yeah, because remember I was growing it for a little while.
That's true. It was kind of longer for a little bit.
Like 6-7 months ago, I was like, I'm gonna grow my hair out. I'm gonna let my natural curls curl and shit. And then I was like, hey, hit me with that Jason Tatum. And then I saw it and I was like, nah, you gotta.
Do you think that's why you avoid a part as well?
I think that if you are a light-skinned dude making certain hair choices, you got to lean into that character.
I understand.
Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, definitely. Because you really are conservative. You're pretty. I think you have a pretty conservative. As long as I've known you, I feel like you've kept it pretty conservative.
Bro, if you gonna tone Bell, you got to tone Bell. You know what I mean? You got to really
shout out.
Big fan.
That's how he got season 2 on Netflix, bro.
Big fan, but you gotta really be down to be a sexy flexy Sort
Yeah,
of
you got
like
you got
part in
roller
my
skate.
hair ass dude. Yeah, you got to roller skate. You got to wear sunglasses at times when sunglasses are inappropriate. You got to really be that.
Yeah,
And
that's fair.
I ain't there.
I think that I have a late in life sexy coming.
Oh, okay. Hell yeah.
Because in my 20s, I actually rebelled against it. And I was like, I'm going to keep my hair gross natural, to be completely honest. Just like too long and unkempt, like a while. And my beard, too. And I'm just going to be out here looking fairly homeless, to be honest.
And what do you think that was?
I think that everybody has a point in their life where they reject the beauty standards that are put upon them in one way or another. And I think especially being within entertainment and being somewhat of a non-conventional Black person anyways, I feel like I almost felt empowered in that. Like almost like I'm going to be unkempt and be like this, and you're going to have to look at it, and you're going to have to give me these meetings, and and it's like, I think it was kind of a sense of defiance, and I was broke, but so 70-30, but I think there was a level. I think it was a level of defiance. Yeah,
that's real. And
it's just like rebelling against the entertainment. Yeah. Even though I'm such a hypocrite, I'm in entertainment. That's how I make my money. Do not get it twisted.
It is a weird thing where, like, I remember the year that I did JFL. R.I.P. JFL. We didn't even talk about that.
Yeah, it's
hilarious. Fucking stupid asses let it die, I guess.
Yeah, fucking dummies.
You guys ran out of money. You're the biggest fucking comedy festival in the world, and now you just had to cancel, you idiots.
Yeah, what is going on? That being said, book us in 2025.
Hey, come on. If you make some money back, I apologize.
Yeah, you get some money back, give us some of it.
But the year that I did New Faces, I remember I had a really long beard. I like grew my beard super long. And I think similarly, it had a quality of like rebelling, self-sabotage inside of it, where I was like, I'm not going to show up here and be handsome because I don't want them to be looking at me on some like, oh, we'll cast him in some handsome boy shit. I want this to be like, truly, I'm going to be the funny guy, and it's just going to be on my own merit.
And it's so odd because it's like, at least for me, I was doing that as if I had had a life before where I was classically the handsome guy, and now I was rejecting it. I didn't. I always been the same guy. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, it wasn't like people weren't coming at me like, we want you to be a lead in this fucking rom-com. I just did that shit to myself.
Yeah, similarly, it's not like I grew this beard and then was doing like dirty boy jokes. I was still up there doing the material I did. I just now had a beard, and I had to explain to people why I decided to look like fucking, Castaway.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I was doing dirty boy jokes for a while.
Yeah, but you do dirty boy jokes now, I'd say.
That
I don't mean that as a pejorative.
Nigga, I said you were born at home. You have to get over it.
I don't mean that as a negative. I'm a big fan of your comedy. But I think you're a rascally rabbit. I think you're aware of the material you sort of live in.
I can't help it, man. I just am I've been really trying to tone it back. I'm not wild in my heart. It's just my actions end up so wild somehow.
Yeah, you just live a very wild life. I was talking to somebody about you the other day. It might have been Sean Patton, and he was saying how much he loves seeing you and loves drinking with you and shit. And he was like, man, Gborie, that dude, when he starts drinking, he could just make the night keep going out of anything. And I was like, yeah, that's exactly right. He's a dude who would just keep having fun, even when the fun seems like it's come to a natural halt. You'll find a way to create a new chaotic little game inside of it.
I think the problem is that I've had so much fun in not fun places. Like, I can really be with myself and just be alone and have a good. I've learned that from just like growing up and being grounded and moving all the time. Just like I was always having to do that anyways. So now, yeah, it's like I can have. We don't have to be doing anything. I could have a great time.
Yeah,
but it does lead me to some like wild situations.
Yeah, I think it was only meant out of love and admiration, and not in any way shaming you for your ability to keep the party going.
I mean, you did just call me dirty.
Well, I don't know, nigga. Wash up. What do you want from me?
You dirty.
You and your nasty backyard jokes.
I am what I am, but honestly, I'm clean. I pay tickets and stuff. I pay, I pay taxes. I have some money. I'm not like a monster. I just like to have a little fun on the weekends.
You have a good time.
All right, so next one is from Kyra.
Okay, yeah. Sorry, I didn't know how to pronounce that, but yeah, I think that's right.
How are you going to do it?
To be honest, I think dyslexia kicked in hard, and I was going to say Sierra.
Whoever you are, we appreciate it. She had an accent, which is confusing.
The accent mark on the A.
We know you're from America. Don't do that.
Cut it out.
Hey, from Chicago. So my dad worked. A lot of people. And shout out, by the way, I never thought about this until this chain of emails. Shout out for Luster to seemingly being a very large employer of corporate Black people. Your product is poisoned, but I think it's great that you do that. I do I am pro that.
Yeah. No, I think that's fair.
So my dad worked for Luster Products in the 90s into the 2000s. He was the art director and packaging designer for several of their brands, including S-Curl, PCJ, Cream of Nature, Pink, Just For Me, etc. I can confirm the models are real, LOL. I spent summers helping edit the photos. Yes, Photoshop existed already, and typesetting the text to the packaging. I know some of the women models went on to acting like Shannon Thornton, but I don't know where them other niggas at. Again, where this feels like, I don't want to say it, this feels like an inside job.
Yeah, no, it's wild. The amount
are they
missing, bring back our men.
Bring back our men, hashtag. Also, he designed P2K trading cards that went in the kids' relaxer boxes. So I once met P2K, which, to the record, executive whose idea that was, genius.
That's pretty smart.
You get you get your shit relaxed and a signed picture of Raz B.
Yeah. And this is Raz B before we knew what happened to Raz B.
We didn't know. This is when he was Raspberry B.
Yeah. Hey, that's what Chris Stokes.
And then she included one of the trading cards, and it says, Kyra, thanks for the love, and it's signed by all of them.
It's signed by all four.
Yeah, you might as well just cut out.
By Raz B, by J Boog, and of course, Omarion.
You know, all the names.
I know every name, yeah.
So, I mean, I think that email also speaks to the whole issue that we've been having, right? Where
I think so.
Where are the men?
Here's an even more fascinating one. I want to follow this up. We got an email from a person named Eric who said, "What up, though, Langston and David? I'll skip past some of the compliments, but he says, go on to more pressing matters. One of the few things I do know," he says, that his father, who let's just say was kind of not involved in his life at all, his choice.
So he was fly. All right. You mean a cool guy.
Say, little man, I can't stick around. I got shit to do.
Me and my conch got to go.
Says he didn't know him at all, but he goes on to say, one of the few things I do know about him is that he was a handsome devil. In fact, the only thing he ever
Wait. Let's not skip out what he said.
Okay.
It's fine. I've been in therapy for a while, and I'm really getting the help I need. So let's not. That's important, y'all.
I was trying to give him some space to work through that independently.
We need to tell people to go to therapy. It hurts. Right. He wasn't there. I also have a lady I talk to.
Yeah, Anyways. You're right. I'm sorry that your dad was a piece of shit, but he was very handsome.
He was just busy, Langston.
He sent us pictures of his father.
Oh, no. Yeah, I'm sorry. Continue. I just wanted to get that therapy thing.
No, you're right. He was a busy man pretending to hammer stuff and fly jet engines. I can't tell from all of these pictures, but he was a model of some sort. And it says that in fact the only thing that he ever gave me were these dashing good looks. He took his face to print media. My mom actually took his first 8x10s and sent him on his first couple calls. While he was never immortalized on an S-Curl or Duke box, he ended up in a lot of ads back in the day. Attached are just a few of the campaigns he was a part of. From what I understand about the process back in those times, models in the papers or boxes for our purposes were not credited, but were still paid a lot depending on how many ads they had done in the past. He was also the fire chief of a town in Connecticut. Whoa, he's a deadbeat and a fire chief?
I don't think those two things go together.
What'd
your mom do?
Sense. Yeah. Why'd she run him off that way? Because fire chief, that's a good man.
Yeah, sounds like a good ass man to me.
So his modeling career was very much a side hustle in the most 80s way possible. I hope this helps. I'm always happy to contribute anything I can to further your work. Bye, bitch. And yes, his dad was a very handsome man, looked very buff, sort of like a handsome Robert Townsend almost, like a sexy Robert Townsend.
Good mustache.
Big old
good mustache.
Thick mustache.
Broad shoulders, too. He was a Pepsi man.
Yeah, he was filling out that shirt. Look at you, big man. But point being, another man who is missing, right? We know information about this individual, but we do not have, it sounds like from Eric, direct contact with him.
Last seen at a fire in Connecticut.
Yeah, it really goes on. I think one of the things that seems most consistent is that other people sent us emails saying that the Shade Room has covered this subject, looking for the hair models, and maybe has found some of the quote unquote kings that are on the boxes. But at the end of the day, it does seem relatively consistent that these men in particular do not seem to be floating to the surface as much as we thought they should.
Yeah, this is scary, man. I don't know really what to do.
I think we, in between donating to all the other tragedies that are happening around the world, obviously there are a lot of places that you could be putting your money right now. I think we need to start an organization. I think that we need to dedicate our time and energy towards protecting the men who have been on the S-Curl box and may be captive somewhere. And we also need to protect future men from finding themselves on the S-Curl box or the missing milk cartons of the Black community. You know what I mean? Like that is essentially what they are. It's just, it's missing kids on a fucking S-Curl box.
It's so strange. I don't even think, as much as this is a conspiracy podcast, I don't even know if this is, I don't know what to make of this. It does trouble me though.
It is troubling, and we thank you all for sending all of what you've sent, and we appreciate that you sort of can help verify some of our fears and correct us on some of the things that we may have been incorrect on. But more than anything, we hope that you can help to resolve some of this, that maybe we can find a way to make it so that these products are not simply a tool of manipulation, but that these models get the credit that they deserve and hopefully can find the safety that we want them to find in their own lives.
Yeah, I think that's good, man. And also, if you want to give some money, donate to my Kickstarter for Rekink. The only thing to get that nap back.
David, despite all of this, does want to be on the box of a hair care product for Asian men. So
yeah, back to our roots is what it's called.
Yeah, go ahead and help my man get his modeling career into focus.
Yeah, I would appreciate it.
Do you want to tell the people where they can find you and what cool shit you have going on?
Yeah, just follow me at Cool Guy Jokes 87 on Instagram. All my stuff is coming up there. Watch Royal Crackers every week on HBO Max or Max, I don't know what it's called. And yeah, other than that, get the merch. And Netflix is a joke festival. May 5th, my birthday at the Comedy Store. Come on out and see us. It's going to be a good time. We already got somebody bringing me a vegan funnel cake. And it could be good.
Doubtful, but maybe.
I have high hopes. Hopefully it brings two.
Come to the festival show. It's going to be dope. It's 7 p.m. at the Comedy Store, May 5th. As always, you can follow me at Langston Kerman. If you want to buy merch, you can do it all at mymommatoldme.merchcentral.com. We would love for you to have a hat, have a pin, show up with all your cool shit. And if you didn't show up with your shit, buy some shit when you leave. And as always, if you want to send us your own drops, your own conspiracy theories, if you want to tell us where, in fact, these S-curl models are being held and what is happening to them, send it all to mymommapod@gmail.com. And like, subscribe, do all the things that you're supposed to do. YouTube, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, the alike. And that's the whole shebang. Bye, bitch.